This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by North Shore Community College. If you have the will to attend college, we have the way for you to earn your degree.
Good morning and welcome back to LCTV News. I'm Dani Vittori, and we have 2 weeks of news to cover in this episode. On the lowdown, we had Selvin Chambers, the Executive Director of LifeScene, to discuss their holiday events and how their organization has transitioned into their new name. For news, state officials visited Lynn, holiday celebrations are in full swing, and championship season is here. Here's the news for Friday, December 2nd, 2022. The East Lynn Pop Warner team beat Everett, becoming the undefeated state champions on November 19th. However, the following day, the Pop Warner National Circuit claimed that more than half the team was missing paperwork, which disqualifies them from advancing to the national level. East Lynn denied the allegations, saying only 2 players were missing physicals, but that they were both collected and approved before the start of the 2022 season. The team will still get to compete on the national level, though, as New England Youth Tackle extended an invitation for the team to compete in the D1 National Youth Football Championship in Atlanta from December 6th to the 9th. They are now asking the community for help funding the trip and have launched a GoFundMe page. They have a goal of $200,000 and have already raised over $8,000. On Tuesday, Mayor Nicholson presented an inclusive board ordinance, which would require affordable housing units to be included in all new multifamily housing developments in Lynn. Specifically, it would require 10% of the units to be offered at 60% of the area median income. Last June, the 2nd Street Properties paid $3 million to the Affordable Housing Fund for a 218 mixed-unit development. Individual family homes are exempt, but other new and/or rehab projects which create new residential units would be subject to this ordinance. The City of Lynn and Mass DOT are working on several street projects, including Western Ave and Essex Street. Mass DOT is investing $47 million into the renovations of these roads as part of the Complete Streets program. According to World Tech President Richard Benevento, the main issue is trying to accommodate not only the thousands of cars which utilize the roads, but also pedestrians, cyclists, and buses. New traffic signals will be placed at several intersections and are equipped with smart technology, so they can determine how heavy the traffic is, and from there, learn the traffic patterns for each day. The main goals for these projects are to decrease crashes, make the roads safer and more accessible for all who use them, and encourage more frequent use of these roads. Reconstruction of Western Ave and Essex Street are projected to be finished by 2027, with improvements to Essex Street being finished several years sooner in 2024. Local businessman Francisco Meneses continues his 21-year legal battle with the MBTA, which began back in 2001 when Meneses brought storefronts under the MBTA commuter rail bridge on Mount Vernon Street. In June of this year, his storefronts were closed by city inspectors due to safety concerns. The MBTA then filed a preliminary injunction in September, stating that Meneses cannot prevent them from entering his business as they need access to complete construction work. There are now talks of the MBTA taking the storefronts by eminent domain, as Meneses and his lawyer are discussing next steps if the MBTA begins this process. They also believe that the MBTA should not only compensate Meneses for the value of the property, but also all the business he has lost by being unable to rent the storefronts he owns. In a statement released by Meneses, he says, quote, "I wish to prove that the MBTA has wronged me and the citizens of Lynn, as well as many other cities and citizens, with intentional negligence that now require billions of dollars to restore our infrastructure under federal watch," end quote. Mayor Nicholson established the Lynn Recognition Committee this year as a way to recognize past and present leaders in Lynn. This was in response to conversations and feedback he received from the community, stating that some groups felt left out of the conversation when deciding who in the city to honor. The history of the city is complex, and according to Mayor Nicholson, a complete process and more diversity are needed in the list of people who are recognized in Lynn. The committee is asking for nominations from the community through a survey available in both English and Spanish. If you know someone who you believe should be recognized for their accomplishments, please fill out a survey. November 17th, the Boys and Girls Club hosted a Thanksgiving celebration. There was food and a chance for members to come together and celebrate the holiday. Here is more.
We're so excited. This is our second annual Thanksgiving dinner that we invite all the parents and all the kids in. It's just something for an opportunity that they can sit down, relax, spend some time with their family and the staff. We have a bunch of volunteers coming in from numerous organizations, corporations coming in just to be helpful because they understand the importance of this dinner for our members. It's important because we do a lot of educational services, a lot of basketball games, we have the game room, but to sit down and actually have a dinner with the family and their members and just sit down and talk about like what they're thankful for. As you can see the board behind here, you know, a lot of them said, thank you for being born, thank you for the friends, thank you for the food, thank you for the staff here at the Boys and Girls Club. It just makes you understand how important this organization is for the kids of Lynn. We have a lot of sponsorships throughout the city to make this possible. I want to thank all the volunteers that come in. They're doing shifts of 45 minutes to help serve over 600 kids. Our board of directors have done an unbelievable job of making sure that we're able to do these types of special events for our members and of course our staff. You know, all the hard work and planning to make sure that the kids have the best experience they possibly can.
The Loft at Stetson Greater Lynn Chamber of Commerce ribbon cutting took place Friday, November 18th. The Loft is a job training program focused on helping women recovering from drug addiction. Here's a clip from the event.
Purpose here is so that we can hire women in recovery. Many women in recovery are coming out of prison. They have lots of different scenarios that they have to deal with to restart their life. So trying to get a job with regular hours can be complicated because maybe they have court or maybe they have meetings that they need to attend to or getting their license or their ID or whatnot. So we get to accommodate and be flexible with them.
I've been given this amazing opportunity to be the first hire at this amazing environment. I'd like to let you know a little bit about myself and how I got here.
Her name is Kristen and she shared today. She basically works from 1 to 4:30 or 5 on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. She works the floor. She's very hospitable.
I help people that come in. I help them shop. I greet them. I check all the inventory. I make sure that it's fully stocked, make sure that it's in the right place, and make sure that it's colored right. It was really nice to see because they do a lot for the city, and not only people like me, but I feel like everybody in this city that finds them.
The thing I am most proud of about the Loft at Stetson is watching the community come together to be a part of this. The people that have asked to be part of my volunteer staff, they all have different skills and talents, and it has taken all of us to create this space.
Saturday, the 19th, United Ways, in collaboration with LHand, hosted the 23rd Annual Thanksgiving Project. 1,000 bags full of Thanksgiving food were handed out, as well as a gift card and baking pans for a turkey. Eligible people lined up out the door and around the building to get theirs. Here is more from the event.
This is an event that we're really excited about. United Way has been hosting this event for 20 years. Here at LHand in Lynn, we have 1,000 bags. We're feeding 1,000 families. Across the Commonwealth, we have 20 sites, and we are serving 20,000 families, so it's really exciting.
Well, and what's so great about this is it's an opportunity for the community to come together here in Lynn and support each other and families. And, you know, the challenge is to take all the great energy that's here today and carry it through the rest of the holiday season and into the new year.
Volunteers are from community, from Lynn. They actually come every year. We're really excited. So we have some children who have actually grown up with this event. So we're really excited to see them come back. We have senators, we have state representatives, we have council people, we have mayor. So we're really excited that the community really showed up and is stepping in to help out. This is our first time we've done this. We have corn, we have a pound of onions, a pound of potatoes, we have green beans, we have peas, we have cornbread mix, we have a gift card for a turkey, and then the aluminum baking pan. So the bags are a little heavy, so we're helping people carry them out to the car, but it's a great bag.
The meal in the bag, that is such a help to families so that they have a chance to celebrate with each other and feel good and, you know, get the nutrition that they need. It's so incredibly important that we do this. But like I said, we got to carry it through the rest of the holiday season and into the new year because it is about helping our neighbors in need.
Later that day was the gala and Lydia Pinkham Building Open Studios. Artists filled multiple floors of both buildings to display their work. From paintings to ornaments to sculptures, crowds showed up to see what had been created. Take a look.
So I started off as a painter, and I've always enjoyed painting, but as most children here, you can never make a living being an artist, so you have to be practical. So I went to college and I got a degree in anthropology, just kept painting, and then I started my business, but I just really didn't have time. And then I lost my mind and quit my job, and now I do this full time, and I really just kind of do what I want. So if I feel like making jewelry one day, I'll make jewelry, and if I feel like painting gummy bears, I'll paint gummy bears. And I kind of hope people like it.
How can you not paint when you see, I used to be a textile artist, weaving and things like that, painting on fabric. And then all of a sudden, I had this huge change in my life, this influence of, the sunrises, and then you'd see the storms come through, and you see the rainbows, and all of this stuff on this great expanse in front of my home. One of those good pieces of open studios, being able to see it all together, not in the context of your, you know, kind of clutter that artists tend to have, and just see what you're doing and what you've done, and now be able to really ponder what to do next. 20 that are here in Gala, and then throughout the building at Lynn Arts, it could be another 5 or 6.
Original photo, and then I bring it into a painting software and I build it up with electronic brushwork, and then I print it to canvas and add glazes and oils. It's a more modern approach to portraiture. So the beauty is that the final painting will actually look like the person. During the pandemic, I was able to shift from photographing people in the studio, like this was photographed in the studio, and then I turned it into a painting. And then over time, what I ended up doing was I would get snapshots and then recreate paintings from the snapshots.
November 21st saw LCTV collaborate with concerned citizens of Lynn to host photos with Santa and a toy drive. Dozens of people showed up to get a professional photo with Santa and donate a toy to the Concerned Citizens of Lynn toy drive. Here is more.
I'm Lisa Pressman. I'm president of Concerned Citizens of Lynn. We're down at LCTV, free photos with Santa, and we're also doing a toy drive, so if you're able to bring a toy down. All of this is just to help. We teamed up with LCTV, David, Riley, Seth, everyone, myself, Joey, and Linda. There's plenty of people here just to bring things to the community that doesn't cost anything. I have to thank Mike Curley from Blue House Santa, who's our Santa Claus today. Michael Satterwhite's down here dressed as an elf. Joey and Linda's here helping me out. Jenny Armini came. We're trying to do things for the community where they don't have to pay. They can have fun, relax, and there's a lot of need out there. I'm sure all of you, when you go to the grocery store, are not coming out with as much as you want, and there's so many families that are in trouble, and we're just doing the best we can to help people.
The Lynn Senior Center hosted its own Thanksgiving celebration on Tuesday, November 22nd. Those in attendance were served a meal and got to celebrate the holiday with each other. Take a look.
We're having our Thanksgiving celebration here at the Lynn Senior Center. We're very excited to be here and, celebrating our first Thanksgiving in the new space. We opened up in May. It took us about a couple weeks to put together this party, and yeah, the seniors really enjoying it, and we have a lot of giveaways here, as you can see. We have over 120 bags to give away to our seniors, and we're grateful and thankful. Ceci Del Carmen spoke. She's really great. We're just grateful for everyone that comes here and supports our seniors, and hopefully they'll continue doing so. It's important. Our seniors are without a space for years, so we needed a space to congregate daily and, give out free meals, and it's a lifeline for our seniors.
All Also on the 22nd, Congressman Seth Moulton paid a visit to LEO Inc. and New American Association of America. He met with the CEO of LEO and read to a classroom of children in their Head Start program before sitting in on a discussion with leadership and volunteers at New American. Here's a clip from the event.
We'll have about 270 children, all of whom are low income and qualify for Head Start services, the service model. I think that the pandemic has really, elevated the conversation about early education and care and about the need, not only, for our children to have that socialization and academic preparedness to be able to move on to kindergarten, but just the economic toll it has taken on families.
Congressman Moulton, one of his very first visits was to our early Head Start Center back in 2016 when he was elected. And Congress has been tremendously supportive of early education and care.
To have Congressman Moulton take time to pay a visit and spend some time. But I will tell you that our teaching staff and our center staff have been, we're just feeling so honored to have him choose to come and visit.
That for the last 6 months we served about 700 people altogether. Of course, it's between different programs, youth employment classes, citizenship, but but that's a remarkable number. And mostly about 30% people from Afghanistan, probably 20-something from Haiti, 15 from Ukraine, and Ukraine definitely coming in big numbers. So we are able to tailor our programs to the kind of populations we serve. Our regular ESL class, we opened it for Afghan women.
I really love what you're doing. I mean, we take a lot of pride in our immigration work. I get requests from all over the country because we're so well known as an office for doing this well, thanks to Nisha. And we really take a lot of pride in that. So it's people like you who make it happen every day, though.
Thank you very much.
The Lynn Rams 12U cheerleading team won both state and regional titles this year and now have the opportunity to compete in nationals. They are hosting a fundraiser and have launched a GoFundMe page to help raise funds for the trip. Here is more.
Yes, we're very, very excited to go back down again. This will be our third time going down. When we first started with this team in 2019, there's only 5 that are still here. So that's 20 different girls from then.
We progressed a lot from the first time we cheered, and it's gonna be an exciting moment.
They're very, very excited. Their experience has been amazing.
It's just crazy how we went from Pop Warner winning 2-time national champions to maybe being national champions for a new one.
We're currently fundraising to get these girls to Florida. Like I had mentioned, the team gets bigger, which means there's more money to fundraise. We have a GoFundMe up right now that people can look at. Anything helps.
It's really important for us to get to nationals so we can have the opportunity to compete. It would help a lot. It's important for us to get to nationals because we're AYC now and not Pop Warner, so it's really good for this opportunity.
There's just, like I said, 25 girls to get down there, and it's gonna be, we have comp fees, we have hotel stay, flights, all the things that add up for each child, and we just want to make sure that we can get them down there without having to take too much out of their parents' pocket.
We would get the first AYC title. All the other teams are gone. 14U gone, 10U gone, 8U
lost at the last competition, so it's up to us.
Monday was the first of several holiday events happening around the city. The Greater Lynn Chamber of Commerce hosted their 4th annual Festival of Lights in Central Square. Groups from local organizations and schools performed, capped off by the lighting of a tree and menorah. Here is more.
This is our 4th annual Festival of Lights. We light up the big tree. We invite a bunch of the youth groups, schools to come down and perform and just really embrace the joy of the season. It's really a way for some of our businesses to give back to the community in which we live and work and thrive. The Salvation Army is providing hot chocolate. We have Columbia Insurance down here with their popcorn machine. Reading Co-op Bank came down and the Dugout, it's the baseball organization right in Lynn. And we have a whole bunch of sponsors, the Blue Ox, the Lions Club, St. Jean's Credit Union, Flag Pharmacy. All of them are notified and celebrated. It's really important for the businesses to embrace the community and the community to support the businesses. We all live and thrive together, so being able to really embrace the smallness of the community, even though it's a city of 100,000 people, it's also a small knit community. So really being able to tap into those opportunities is really what this is all about.
Tuesday, the 29th, the City of Lynn had their own holiday celebration. Festivities began outside with the lighting of the city Christmas tree, caroling, and an appearance by Santa and Mrs. Claus. Take a look.
We're gathered here today at Lynn Common to light the city's Christmas tree and welcome Mr. and Mrs. Claus for a visit to the city of Lynn. It's just a wonderful chance to bring the community together, to celebrate the year, to light up the night, and to share a special moment with our friends and family.
We're keeping a tradition. It's a tradition that all Lynners are going to. Either you've been here for a long time or new residents of Lynn, you are here and having that experience with the city.
It's taken months to plan, and there's such a great team here in the city, the Community Development Department, Department of Public Works, Lynn Police Department, my team, a whole lot of city officials to make this come together. Council President Walsh does really great work helping us with the Christmas celebration, so just grateful for everybody to create these special moments.
On behalf of the City Council, I would like to say happy holidays to everyone.
Also earlier this week, the city honored former Mayor Thomas McGee with the unveiling of his official mayoral portrait. Here's more from that event.
It's great to be here today with so many friends, with my family, with my wife and my children and my brothers and sister and in-laws, and really the team at City Hall. That we talked a little bit about working together through a 100-year pandemic, the challenges that we all faced together, and made sure that the city's services and that are expected by everyone that lives in the city of Lynn, that we were able to provide those in really the darkest of times with an unknown pandemic facing us together.
The McGee team was an ever-growing family. It was an extremely challenging 4 years, but there is no denying that the person most suited to lead was doing just that.
is that he's passionate and competitive, but he's also always rooting for good things to happen to everybody.
And Tom, for whatever reason, was willing to offer me a job after really poor interview performance and not really know much about state government. But from that day forward, you've been a tremendous friend, a mentor, just a wonderful public servant. And again, as I look out in the crowd and see so many friends, I think of how much you've helped so many people, so many of the people you represented.
So it was just so nice to be here today, seeing my portrait unveiled, but more importantly, being with friends, family, and the people in this building that work so hard to provide the services for the citizens, for the people that live in the city of Lynn.
Next up, the sports update. Thanksgiving saw several Lynn teams playing one another. In one of the highest scoring games, Kip Academy down Lynn Tech 54-48, scoring in the last few minutes of the game to secure the victory. While Lynn Classical shut out Lynn English 18-0 in their 109th time playing one another. In a dramatic game, St. Mary's punched their ticket to the Super Bowl at Gillette Stadium with a 15-14 win over defending state champions Rockland. St. Mary's caused and recovered 2 fumbles in the first half to give them 3 turnovers in total. The Spartans relied heavily on the run, with both David Brown and Derek Kalangas playing key roles, including a 5-yard touchdown run by Kalangas in the first quarter. As underdogs, St. Mary's stunned Rockland when Joey Meigs picked off Rockland QB with 1:33 left in the game and the score 15-12 Spartans. Despite St. Mary's taking a safety and fumbling the kickoff return to give the ball back to Rockland, the defense stood tall to keep the final score at 15-14. They will play Stoneham in the Super Bowl tomorrow, December 3rd. In a back-and-forth game against third-seeded Oxford, Kip Academy pulled out a 34-33 victory, securing their spot in the championship for the first time in their 6-year program history. Kip went down 6-0, but immediately scored to make it 7-6, and by halftime, it was 19-14 Oxford. Kip scored 20 unanswered points in the third, before Oxford responded with 14 of their own. Receiver Morinel Castro scored 4 touchdowns, including the game winner on a 7-yard touchdown pass by QB Juan Seitalsing. Oxford was driving, but an interception with just over a minute left in the game secured the win for the Panthers. They are now playing top-seeded Hull Saturday, December 3rd at 10 a.m. for the championship. The New England Patriots dropped to 6-6 and 4th place in the AFC East after losing 33-26 to the Minnesota Vikings and 24-10 versus the Buffalo Bills. Against the Vikings, it was a back-and-forth game, with both teams scoring on their first possessions. Neither defense was able to stop the other team's offense as they marched back and forth across the field. Minnesota broke away in the fourth quarter, and despite multiple chances, the Pats were unable to score again. In the December 1st game versus the Bills, the Pats offense only managed 242 yards and went 3 for 12 on third downs. On defense, Josh Uche notched 2 more sacks, but the Bills still gained 355 yards of offense and scored touchdowns on all 3 of their red zone trips. With a 40-105 stomping of the Charlotte Hornets on the 28th and a 134-121 downing of the Miami Heat on the 30th, the Celtics continued their dominant performance with their 10th straight win at the Garden. As a team, they recorded 45 points in the first quarter, as well as 40 assists in the game versus the Hornets, both of which are franchise records. They hit 6 straight three-pointers in the first quarter to build a lead 45-19 that they would never give up. Marcus Smart recorded 15 assists and 22 points. 4 other Celtics players recorded double-digit scoring, including Jason Tatum, who returned and put 35 on the board. Tatum had another monster night in the second game, scoring 49 points, bringing his season average to 31.9 points a game, where he is leading the team. Jaylen Brown was back with a bang, scoring 26 points of his own, while Malcolm Brogdon tacked on another 21. The Boston Bruins also find themselves atop their division with a standout record of 19-3-0. Their most recent victory over the Tampa Bay Lightning put them 5 games ahead of second-placed Toronto Maple Leafs, who sit at 14-5-0. Brad Marchand scored a goal and now has 14 on the season, despite starting the 2022 season on injured reserve. Taylor Hall notched the other 2 goals in the game to bring his season total to 8. Hall scored less than 2 minutes into the game off a rebounded shot by Brandon Carlo, and the Bruins never looked back. They will now host the Colorado Avalanche on the 3rd. On this week's edition of the Lynn Lowdown, we sat down with Selvin Chambers, the Executive Director of LifeScene, to discuss their holiday events and plans for the upcoming year. Here is the Lowdown. Good afternoon and welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and today we have on Selvin Chambers, the Executive Director of LifeScene. Thanks for coming back on the show.
Dani, thanks for having me back again. Anytime I get to talk about the work that we do in serving the community, I'm always excited about that.
Well, we're always excited to have you on too. So we talked to you, I think it was back in like July, I want to say in the summer. So
yes.
What has been happening since then?
Well, a lot has been happening. As you know, we were in the midst of a rebranding and changing our name from Family and Children Services. We are now LifeScene, and we haven't changed the scope of our work. We still service youth and families in the community, and our family support programs and our youth programs, which is Project Success, which is a career and job development program. So we're still serving the community in the way that we have been, and really thinking about ways that we can enhance our service to the community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as we're getting towards the end of the year, getting towards holidays, I know you mentioned a few events that LifeScene puts on to help families. Do you want to talk about any of them?
Well, our upcoming event, we're actually doing a campaign called Hope for the Holidays. And Hope for the Holidays is a campaign that provides food and gift cards to families during the holiday season to provide them an opportunity to care for their families. And we're really excited about that, and we're focusing really on the families that are actually in our existing programs, and we're also soliciting donations to help support the food and gift drive to make sure families are fed and healthy during the holidays, but also able to give meaningful gifts to their families during the holiday season. And so we're excited about that. We have 2 upcoming events for distribution for those gift cards to our existing families, and one is on December 13th in Lynn, and the other one is December 15th in Chelsea. And the goal there is to really come and celebrate, provide pictures, opportunities, music for the holidays, a tree lighting ceremony, and a festive opportunity as we give the families their gift cards to celebrate the holidays. So we're excited about that. And again, we're soliciting donations for that, and we're looking for volunteers to help staff those events. And those events will take place between 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. So we're making sure that it's staggered, but it's an opportunity to kind of give food and music and fun opportunity to celebrate the work we do with our community.
Well, it definitely sounds like a fun event to me, a good event. And for looking for, you said food donations, gift cards, could anyone donate to that, or how does that work?
Anyone can donate. They can go to our website, which is lifescene.org, and there's actually a special event category there where they can either volunteer or make a donation for the Hope for the Holiday initiative.
Great. And when you go on, especially with the gift cards, are there maybe specific places or kinds of places you tend to not look for exactly, but ask for that might really help the families, or is it kind of you leave it up to the people donating?
So what happens when they make a donation to us, what we do is actually we purchase the gift cards for the families, so the families can go. So what we're intentionally, we didn't decide where the family can go shop. So giving them a Visa gift card allows them to go to any grocery store or to any store to shop for their families. It allows them and empowers the family to make those decisions. But when you give us a gift card, it narrows down where they can go to get the food or the gifts for their family.
No, that makes sense, because all of a sudden I'm thinking, wait, how that makes more sense to me. That makes way more sense. But I love that you have that event, you have the holiday event, and in terms of volunteers, how would people volunteer?
So again, they can go to our website, and we don't just need volunteers for Hope for the Holiday initiatives, but we also have our Project Success Career Development Program, where they can come in and help work with the young people who are developing their career opportunities. There's also an opportunity for volunteers to do parenting courses, and also people to be guest speakers or to facilitate workshops for our families, from financial literacy to ESOL to a plethora of different opportunities that will help enhance the family support initiatives that we take in our house.
So you're always looking for volunteers for a lot of different programs, holiday ones, all the ones you just mentioned.
All year round, yes, yes.
So you had a really big year this year, rebranding, name change. When you're thinking about kind of, I guess, next year going into a new year, what are some of your goals, would you say?
So we're looking to broaden our reach with the population that we serve now, and so we're onboarding new staff. We actually have several staff positions open where we're looking for clinicians, we're looking for case managers, we're looking for youth engagement specialists, so there's opportunities for employment with us as well. And we're also going to host our annual event this coming April, I think on April 20th. Haven't found a location yet. We're always looking for host committee members to help with the planning process for that. So there are a lot of opportunities for people to engage with the work that we do. The thing that's really important to us is that we don't do this work in isolation. It's in collaboration, because our whole focus as an organization is how do we help youth and families move to a position of self-sustainability. I tell our team we're doing a good job, but we put ourselves out of business. And it's kind of harsh for people. I said what I mean by that, when someone has gotten everything they can and they have a leg up and they're ready to move on to the next thing, then we've done our job. And then we look to help other people in the community that need the support that we provide to them. So,
yes, definitely you want to be able to support them, but then also give them the support, or not give them, but like help them access the supportive resources so that they can then go and move on. And
right. It's really about self-navigation, that you have the skill sets to be able to kind of navigate the social service system, whether it's from housing, or whether it's workforce employment, or whether it's parenting opportunities, right? That's what we want to really do, is help people be empowered to be able to take care of themselves and move forward in life.
Definitely, which I love. I think that's a great opportunity for them to work with. And you mentioned was there one specific program you just mentioned that you said was coming up? Not the holiday one, but there was, I just forgot the name.
So we do have Project Success, which is a program for youth ages 14 to 24 years of age. We will be recruiting the next cohort that will start in late February. We have a cohort that's taking place now. That's a program where the young people are paid $15 an hour. It's run 5 days a week. So on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, they come to our organization where they get to enhance their career and job development skills, where they have guest speakers, they help develop a resume, they have a dress for success opportunity, really how to show up for the job. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, they're assigned to a collaborating partner in the community. For example, Hadassah Homes has 2 interns that are working with them. The Boys and Girls Club has interns there with them. The Real Project has interns there. At one point, we had 2 interns who were working at for the school department. So we have lots of opportunities for young people, and we're gearing up for that next cohort of young people.
And I remember you mentioned that. We had a group actually visiting here too.
They came this summer, yes.
They came this summer, yeah.
Yes, they were excited to come here, and it's funny, they see what happens on the screen, but they didn't realize how much takes place behind the scenes in the preparatory process to be on the screen. So they were really excited about that.
Yeah, there is, and being interns at any of these places, you learn so much about how they're run. I mean, even just in the interviews that I do, there's just so much behind the scenes that you don't think of when you look at an organization.
Definitely not. And that's what we're trying to provide our young people in the Project Success, is the opportunity to explore career opportunities and have them really think about their pathway. Are they going right into a job? Are they going to college? Or are they going to a trade program? So really giving them the opportunity to be introduced to the pathways and having them decide which pathway is best for them. Something I wish I had in high school.
I know, I'm sitting here going, I wish someone had done that for me. That would have been really helpful. I mean, college was great, and it is, but it can be really overwhelming.
Oh, definitely.
There are so many different paths, opportunities, which is great that there can be so many opportunities, but you have to be able to navigate them.
Right. The great thing about Project Success is even when you graduate from the program, that if you still need help with a college application, or if you need help honing your employability skills, or help practicing for an interview, just because you have graduated from the program doesn't mean we're not still open to you. You can still come back to kind of learn and work with the staff to kind of hone your skills and perfect your skills.
I think a program like that is great. Like you said, they can still come back. It's not just like, oh, you're done, that's it. Go figure it out.
Right.
I definitely like that design. And I may have asked you this before, but how long have you been the executive director there?
I've been there 19 months. You know, it's coming up in 2 years soon, and it seemed like it was a lifetime ago that I got there.
I know.
And a lot has happened and transpired over that time, and we're really focusing on really enhancing our programs and also providing quality services to support more people in the community.
And for people who are looking to get more information about you, looking to find you, like, what would be the best way? Go to your location, email?
Well, the best way is to go to LifeScene.org, look at our website. There's contact information there to connect with the work that we do, and we will have someone follow up with them with the information that they request. So the website is always the best way to go. Or they can walk in. So if we're open between on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to 6, and on Tuesday and Thursday we're open 9 to 5.
Great. Well, I want to thank you again for coming in to talk about the programs, the holiday events, all the things you have going on.
Well, thank you for providing this opportunity for us to speak about the opportunities for families in the community that are looking for support. So that's what we're here to do, and we work in collaboration with folks such as Lynn Public Television to kind of really make sure people are aware of what's the opportunities are in the community.
Of course, the work that your organization does in so many they're so important. Oh. So we always like getting to show what you guys do.
Well, thank you. It's a partnership. So.
Yes, of course. And once again, I'm Dani Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown, and we will see you next week with more guests. Now for the community calendar. On December 6th, North Shore Community College is hosting a toy drive from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. titled Stuff a Cruiser. Those wishing to donate can go to the gym entrance or west lobby of the Lynn campus to drop off their toy. The gifts must be new, unwrapped, and a $10 or more value is preferred. Toys are being collected for children ages 0 to 2 and 9 to 12 years of age. The Lynn YMCA is hosting a sensory-friendly holiday party on December 9th. Happening from 6 to 8 p.m., it is being hosted for children with disabilities as well as their siblings and friends. Those in attendance can meet and get a picture with Santa, participate in sensory activities, and enjoy pizza. There will then be inclusive Santa photos at the Lynn Library on Saturday, December 10th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Santas representing a variety of cultural backgrounds will be in attendance for participants to take photos with. For a complete list of events and more information on the events listed, head to our website, lyntv.org. That brings us to the end of this week's news. To stay up to date on all the latest happenings in the city, follow us on social media at Lynn Community Television. To watch our videos and event coverage, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Lynn Community Television, and visit our website, lyntv.org. I'm Dani Vittori. This is LCTV News, and we will see you next week.